Dr. Michael Persinger, cognitive neuroscientist and professor at Laurentian University in Ontario, once asked the question, suppose you had access to every person's brain, and they had access to yours. Dr. Persinger is convinced that this is not only possible, but is likely coming in the future. But why? And how? In short, his pioneering telepathy research shows a strong correlation between the Earth's magnetic field and the human brain. If Dr. Persinger is correct, the Earth's magnetic field is constantly interfacing with our own brains in such a manner as to influence our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This interface, however, seems to have another effect. Dr. Persinger's research seems to indicate that the geomagnetic field may be able to store and transmit all the information of every human brain in history. And if we can tap into this informational reservoir, there could potentially be no more secrets. Magnetism and the mind. Imagine for a moment that your brain is not just an isolated organ within your skull, but a literal receiver, conductor, and transmitter of the immense geomagnetic field in which all our brains are immersed. This is the essence of Dr. Persinger's groundbreaking work at Laurentian University, where he led the behavioral neuroscience group from 1971 until his passing in 2018. His research painted a picture of human consciousness as intimately connected to the subtle electromagnetic rhythms of our planet. Dr. Persinger once declared that the ultimate subject matter of science is the unknown, embodying the spirit of scientific inquiry that drove his unconventional theories. His work suggested that the geomagnetic field, far from being a mere backdrop to our existence, might play a crucial role in shaping our perceptions, experiences, and even our capacity for mystical encounters. Persinger's fascination with the geomagnetic field's influence on human behavior began early in his career. He observed correlations between geomagnetic activity and various psychological phenomena, including hallucinations, mystical experiences, and even reports of UFO sightings. This led him to develop the tectonic strain theory, which proposed that geophysical factors could produce luminous phenomena, often associated with UFOs and other anomalous experiences. Persinger offered mathematical evidence for the interaction between the geomagnetic field and the human brain by demonstrating that the diameter of the inner curvature of the human skull is a subharmonic of the diameter of the Earth and its ionosphere, establishing a communication channel between the two via harmonic resonance. The God helmet. Perhaps Persinger's most famous research tool, the God helmet, captured the imagination of both scientists and the public alike. This device, designed to stimulate the temporal lobes with weak electromagnetic fields, reportedly induced religious and mystical experiences in some subjects. But was this merely a parlor trick or a glimpse into the neural mechanisms associated with our most profound spiritual moments? The God helmet, officially known as the Corin helmet after its inventor, Stanley Corin, consists of a modified snowmobile helmet equipped with solenoids that generate weak, complex magnetic fields around the wearer's temporal lobes. Persinger's experiments with this device yielded fascinating results, with some subjects reporting sensations of a sensed presence and out-of-body experiences. Critics contended that suggestibility or expectation effects could account for these experiences. However, Persinger maintained that the specific patterns of magnetic stimulation were key to inducing these experiences, and that they provided insight into the neural correlates of religious and mystical states. Persinger's research revealed an intricate dance between human brain activity and geomagnetic fluctuations. He observed that during periods of low geomagnetic activity, reports of precognition and other paranormal phenomena seemed to increase. This led him to formulate a startling hypothesis. Could our brains attune to the Earth's magnetic field and thereby interface with information flows originating from other brains and minds? No more secrets. The cornerstone of Persinger's later work was his no more secrets hypothesis, a radical reimagining of consciousness itself. He proposed that universal physical laws and the interaction between our brains and environmental electromagnetic fields could explain all phenomena, from the mundane to the mystical. While reducing all such phenomena to purely electromagnetic causes may be going too far, Persinger's work clearly shows that electromagnetic influences play a significant role in human biology and experience. Persinger's no more secrets hypothesis suggests that the geomagnetic field could serve as a medium for the storage and transmission of information. He speculated that this could explain phenomena such as telepathy, remote viewing, and even aspects of collective consciousness. According to this theory, individual brains might be able to access and interact with this shared information field under certain conditions, particularly during periods of low geomagnetic activity. The Schumann resonance, the Earth's heartbeat. At the heart of Persinger's theories lies the Schumann resonance, a set of spectral peaks in the Earth's electromagnetic field spectrum. The fundamental frequency of this planetary heartbeat is approximately 7.83 Hz, tantalizingly close to the 7 Hz brainwave activity observed in some remote viewing experiments. We'll explore this important 7 Hz pattern more deeply in just a minute, but for now, we'll playfully refer to it as the clairvoyant resonance. Could this resonance be the key to unlocking the human mind's hidden potential? Persinger's research suggested a correlation between this frequency and enhanced cognitive abilities, raising intriguing questions about the evolutionary relationship between our brains and the planet's electromagnetic environment. The Schumann resonance, first predicted by physicist Winfried Otto Schumann in 1952, is generated by lightning discharges in the cavity formed by the Earth's surface and the ionosphere. Persinger and others have noted that this fundamental frequency falls within the range of human brain waves. Australian electrical engineer Lewis B. Hainsworth also recognized this correlation and therefore hypothesized that the Schumann resonances likely play a crucial role in the evolution of human and mammalian brainwave activity over large stretches of time. A recent brainwave study conducted by Sharma Priya and Singh Abha in 2020 demonstrated that the presence of alpha or theta brainwave patterns ranging from 4 to 12 Hz in subjects sitting quietly with eyes closed was capable of predicting high scores in intelligence tests. Notice that the 7 Hz brainwave pattern we highlighted earlier, and which we'll playfully refer to as the clairvoyant resonance here, is near the center of this brainwave range. Is this simply a coincidence? Or is it a natural consequence of the Schumann resonance and the geomagnetic field governing human and mammalian brainwave activity over long stretches of evolutionary time? Persinger's work with the remote viewing artist Ingo Swann provided some of the most intriguing evidence for a link between the 7 Hz clairvoyance frequency and psychic phenomena. In their experiments, they found that the proportion of unusual 7 Hz spike and slow wave activity over Swann's occipital lobes correlated with the accuracy of his remote viewing attempts. Was Swann's accuracy contingent upon his ability to sync up with the geomagnetic field? It appears so. In another series of studies conducted by Persinger, 2 subjects were separated by distance, each seated in a different building and location. One subject would mentally project a picture to the receiver, who was seated in another building and location. The receiver would then attempt to mentally perceive the drawing and thereby sketch it out on a piece of paper. Every such attempt failed. However, when Persinger placed an electromagnetic field generator in each room, one in the sender's room and one in the receiver's room, and programmed the device to pulse at precisely 7 Hz, the receiver was successful in sketching the original picture sent by the sender. At the very least, this suggests that the 7 Hz signal served as a field of propagation for the communication of mentally projected information across space and time. But because this pattern is so close to the fundamental Schumann resonance, it suggests that the local 7 Hz field energetically entrained the sender and receiver to the larger geomagnetic field, which further suggests that the Earth's magnetic field is capable of receiving, storing, and transmitting information originating from human brains and minds. Remote viewing and the 7 Hertz connection. The field of remote viewing, popularized by researchers like Russell Targ and Harold Puthoff at Stanford Research Institute, found an unexpected ally in Persinger's work. Remote viewing, the alleged ability to gather information about distant or unseen targets using extrasensory perception, has long been a subject of controversy in the scientific community. Persinger's experiments with remote viewing, particularly his work with Ingo Swann, suggested a link between successful remote viewing attempts and specific patterns of brain activity, especially in the 7 Hertz range. This frequency, which we've dubbed the clairvoyance resonance, is very close to the fundamental Schumann resonance, which led Persinger to speculate about a possible mechanism for information transfer between the human brain and the Earth's electromagnetic field. Persinger's research opened up new avenues for investigating the potential electromagnetic basis of alleged psychic phenomena. His research suggested that the brain's interaction with environmental electromagnetic fields might have played a role in such abilities. Dream telepathy and the geomagnetic field. Persinger's research also explored dreams and their potential connection to geomagnetic activity. Building on the earlier work of the Maimonides dream telepathy experiments, Persinger explored the possibility that fluctuations in the Earth's magnetic field might influence shared dreaming experiences and dream telepathy. His research indicated that periods of quiet geomagnetic activity might correlate with an increased incidence of reported psychic experiences, including during dream states. This led to speculation about the role of the right hemisphere, particularly the temporal lobe, in mediating these experiences. Persinger hypothesized that the right temporal lobe might act as a sort of antenna, sensitive to subtle electromagnetic variations that could influence dream content and potentially facilitate telepathic communication. Global brain resonance. The concept of global resonance among human brains suggests that individual brain activity can synchronize or resonate with that of others, potentially creating a collective cognitive state. Persinger proposed that the geomagnetic field could facilitate this resonance, enabling information exchange that extends beyond traditional sensory channels. Because all of our brains are literally immersed in and interpenetrated by the Earth's magnetic field, global brain resonance in tandem with the Earth's magnetic field is a real possibility. Persinger referred to such a potential global resonance as the potential for a human hologram in which billions of human brains resonate in sync with the geomagnetic field, thereby exchanging energy and information at the speed of thought. While the idea of a human hologram remains highly speculative, it aligns with concepts in quantum physics and information theory that propose that information can exist in a non-localized manner. Persinger's calculations on information diffusion between brains attempted to quantify this phenomenon, suggesting that electromagnetic fields could mediate a form of communication between individuals at a distance. Persinger's predictions for future technologies, based on his understanding of brain-environment interactions, were both exciting and controversial. He speculated about the development of devices that could enhance cognitive abilities by manipulating local electromagnetic fields, or even facilitate direct brain-to-brain communication over large distances. Taking the No More Secrets hypothesis to its logical conclusion, we might radically alter the concept of a private, internal mental life in the future.